Hello, trading has closed on May the 1st, 2025. As always, we'll do our disclaimer. We'll go over our calls and then make our predictions. It's my trading plan for Friday. Friday is the 2nd of May, 2025. Please remember, it's a plan. My plan can be wrong. I can change it, so trade at your own risk. Anybody who wants a copy of my webinar can get it from this PayPal address. You used to be able to get a copy from my publisher, Harriman House. They have informed me as of May 9th, next Friday, they're not going to offer the electronic version of the book, but these places will. Amazon and other online booksellers will have an electronic version available if you want to get that. The paper version's out of print. We didn't really have a call. We said that it's a pattern with the early low, which is this, and we know tomorrow I'll have the early high. And we said if we gapped under this low, we had a good plan. We should drop. If that didn't happen, I really couldn't figure out what was happening and had no call. And that's just what we said. We've got a plan now, but let's take a look at what happened during the day. MEJT said ultimately a higher price would print in the morning. They certainly did. All these squiggles were called to retrace, and they already have, so that's played out. We gapped up, hit a higher high, closed under all the highs, closed under all the lows. If that's maintained at the open, it's a negative pattern. Should lead to lower prices regardless of how we close. Now there is a wall into the close, and it's often panic selling, so if we gap up and overtake this high, that idea is killed. But there's a number of things in association with this high which make me think it'll probably stick. First of all, it came right at a 61.8% retrace from this high to this low. Now, all the long-term sentiment indicators at this low were a screaming buy, and right now at this high, they're a screaming sell. So if this holds, I think there's a good chance it will hold. We should have a drop. This should hold. And once that drops over, we should start a wave 3 up, which should be a real doozy to the upside. But in the meantime, this A wave is quite a ways down, and if that's B, I think this will hold, but there could be quite a drop here first. This doesn't have to be the right count. It's possible to count this many different ways. In addition to the 61.8% retrace, we have this trend line and this trend line meeting right here at this top, and a reversal from that point. Now, we can always gap over it and break through resistance, but for right now, it's a reversal from a strong resistance area. If you continue down, that's confirmation. Could be a sizable drop here. No matter what happens, you can always come out with some kind of count which explains things. This doesn't have to be A. A could be here. C could be here. It's probably a more likely count than the one I showed, but again, those aren't the only counts either. We're just thinking this low is going to hold. The odds are strong. This high we hit today is going to hold. And after one more drop, which could be sizable, a strong rally. Well, Friday's pattern is the really high regardless of where we open. Non-farm payroll report comes out before the open tomorrow. I never try to predict the response to major economic reports. I just don't have any system for doing it. There's Fibonacci and trendline resistance at today's high. We gapped up, hit a higher high, we closed under intraday highs and even under intraday lows. And if maintained at the open, it's a negative pattern, could even mark the end of this rally leg. If we gap up, overtake the high today promptly, that kills the pattern. Again, because of the wall into the close, we can't rule it out. I just think it's a pretty tall order. We have sentiment indicators have been saying sell, at least for the short term. You have the 61.8% retrace. The NASDAQ McClellan oscillators on the sell signal. This has undone all this rally. All we have to do is get follow through, and it could be a long way down. But that hasn't happened yet, and no one can say if we open here and kill the whole idea. It's the pattern with the early high, but this could easily be the high of the rally leg, and we won't know till we see. We won't know for certain till we see tomorrow's open. But if you start dropping down, don't forget we have a diamond on stilts. There is support here at the origin of the left stilt, but that's support resistance. If there's a very negative report and we gap under this, that becomes resistance. And I still have this lower target, which didn't print today, but should print at some time. So be very cautious if you're a bull. And if we overtake this, we can still go higher. Otherwise, I think it's pretty negative stuff. And that's today's call.